Hi everyone, Hendrika here, your guide to Once Upon an Orchid. I am back from Singapore. I'm going to be bringing you a series of Singapore content from my December trip, and I hope you enjoy it. Just a little bit of an announcement. I am going back to Singapore again for the Singapore Garden Festival in July. I'm going to be bringing you a masterclass learning journey. So if you want to be part of that masterclass learning journey, I want to know more about it, which I will be posting. But if you want first-hand information, you can comment below and then say you want to have first-hand information and then DM me. Okay, so enjoy this video about the tiger orchid, which, wow, I feel is an honor that my first trip back to Singapore, I get to, meet the tiger. Alright, so without further ado, let's go. Hi everyone, Hendrika here, your guide to Once Upon an Orchid, and I'm in Singapore Botanic Gardens. Yes, the National Botanic Gardens of Singapore. We're going to be talking about mainly hunting around for the tiger orchid, which is a massive orchid that blooms every 2 years once, or even less. But it is the largest orchid flower ever. So there are many specimens growing around here. I'm going to visit them and I'll do some commentary about it, okay, and how they grow and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, join me. So I've spotted one. Okay, I'm here at the Botany Center. The guide told me that there is some other places around where they mainly grow, but I spot one right here. They've got one that is growing. This is quite a young specimen. I'm not sure whether it has flowered before, but let's go closer to see it. There's a couple more active young shoots growing. It doesn't seem to have a flower spike. Maybe they cut it off, but it's kind of like growing on a rock. I'm sure it's growing on a rock because this is a rock face and it's growing out towards the sun. So it is not true that all orchids like shade. This one seems to want to, grow to get more sun out of the canopy. Right there, you see the tree canopy. So this is the first one we spotted. Let's go and find some more. So I'm not so sure where I'm going, but another episode will be going toward the National Orchid Garden. But now let's go look around for more of the tiger orchids, and we'll keep walking until we spot something. It's been 9 years since I came back to Singapore. I'm trying to remember where are the plants, the orchids, and not much has changed about the Botanic Gardens, which is a good thing. I don't really like too much changes at the Botanic Gardens. I'm very happy to see a lot of people using the gardens. Green spaces are important, especially in a city environment for mental health. And for me, orchids has kept me alive, quite literally. I think I've talked about it quite a lot. That's the famous Swan Lake pond in Singapore. I'm not sure if there are any more swans. I heard they have passed on, they got old, the black swans. This is a landmark in Singapore. See? This is Swan Lake. Let's see if we spot any swans. There is now a new sculpture. That was new. That's new. Never seen that before. Don't remember it being there. It's Christmas time, and I guess the Parks Board have people decorating trees and in different themes, such as this. Pretty nice, like tropical Christmas tree. They've got, some of them looking like this. So this is the Heritage Garden, part of the Botanic Gardens. I guess these trees, such as this, it's got a massive significance here because there is a plaque down there. There is this native orchid that we'll go to in a bit, but there are some plaques over there. I'm sure there is some significance to a lot of these trees. Oh, hi lizard. So you got water monitors crawling around doing their thing here in Singapore. Singapore still has got a lot of wildlife which is adapted to urban environment. But this is Arundina graminifolia, but this is known as the bamboo orchid. There are many different forms. There are small ones, big ones, dark purple. This is like the local native form. This thing is a terrestrial, it grows on the ground, and right here in Singapore it loves it because it's a native. It grows very easily and flowers all year round. In Brisbane it struggles in winter, so you got to put it in the warmest spot, because in winter we get a bit of a cold spell, a couple of months, and sometimes it just stops growing. This is the dwarf forms. How cute! Oh, I need to get a flask of it. I hope I can find a way to get seed and flask this and bring it into Brisbane. So if anyone is keen to support, what we need is genetic material through seeds and orchid flowers. There is another form right here, more pale and more, different flower shape as well. Let's keep journeying. Hopefully we find the other tiger orchid. I know they are. I just go take a walk around. I wonder why is this cordon off? But look how cool this is. You got the plant leaning, the trunk leaning, and all the different stems growing out that way. Kind of like a big bonsai. Now, this is something that looks very familiar. I remember this very clearly. I used to hang out here. I remember having like a date here with someone. I think so. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at it in the distance. See all these side quests. The main quest hasn't been found. That's all the Papilionanthe Miss Joaquim. Let's go. So, wow, look at this. The Papilionanthes are super tall. Look at that. Even taller than me. Okay, I'm going to go in there and you can see how tall they are. It's a great thing that they are in bloom right now. Let's zoom in. You folks probably know what they are if you watch my channel quite a lot. So, but this is amazing, beautiful. So super tall. They are growing on wooden totem. They are only about maybe 1.6 meters tall. And then there is an extension wood right here which goes all the way, maybe up to maybe 2 meters plus. I can see the end of the wood there. So let me show you exactly how tall they are. I don't know, it's getting late. I need to go and meet a friend. I'm going to walk out of this botanic garden. I'm literally stuck in the middle of don't know where, near the Ginger Garden, which is near the National Orchid Garden. Yeah, if I find it on the way out, I will be, of course, documenting it and sharing with everyone. But where do I need to go now? This direction of going to the National Orchid Garden and the Botanic Gardens, MRT is 1.4 kilometers walk. I think I'm going back to the Botany Center, which is 600 meters, which is better. And I'm going to take the train back to Yishun, where I'm meeting a friend for dinner. Oh my god! See, as I'm going out, I need to go. I found it, the tiger orchid, and it's in bloom. Wow! Quest achieved. I'm excited. Let's go take a look at this. See, it's around that gazebo over there. I just remember it was somewhere around this white gazebo. And then this is the tiger orchid, Gramminophyllum speciosum. And guess what? It is in flower right now. Oh, that's stunning. Look at that. This is a huge clump. We don't even just have one spike. We have one spike there, 2 spikes, 3 spikes, and it's still on the way. So this one, look at how it's growing. It's growing in a ring of lava rock. And then they heaped a bunch of charcoal in the middle. I think it's growing on rock. Yup, on a rock with more charcoal inside there. And it's basically like a crawler. It's just doing its thing. It looks like a sugarcane. They just, put a barrier around it. It is massive. This thing is I think it's the oldest tiger orchid, and this is what I have been looking for, and this is what I came here to see. I am so happy. It's even more exciting because it's in flower. and it's got 3 spikes. I wish there was more, but maybe, you know, like this side flowers first and then that side flowers later. Just spectacularly stunning. Let's look closer at the inflorescence. This is the flower head. It grows from the base of the pseudobulb. These are the flowers. Look at how beautiful, stunning. You know, the colors, the shape of it, and the number of flowers it has, okay, per inflorescence. This one is not as what's the word, as well arranged as this one, though this one has got some, you know, of the flowers at the bottom that has that's fading. I'm sure they are sequential. Okay, sequential meaning that when as the top blooms, means as more of the orchid bloom on top, the bottom flowers will start to fade. Wonder if it's been pollinated. If it's pollinated, that would be great. That's amazing. Okay, so I think for this one it's the same as well. Just look at the colors. It looks exactly like a tiger. Okay, like not really. It's got more spots than stripes. Yeah, tell me, let me know if you find this exciting. To me, it's exciting because every 2 years this thing blooms, and I am right here, blooming at its peak where there are fresh flowers. Okay, to me the color, the maroon color, the symmetry of this, to me the exact size of this thing is just incredible. That's even bigger over there. It's just incredible. And that flower spike is even longer, I think, than this one and this one. Wow, just wow. Now, I've got this as a tiny little seedling in Brisbane. Yes, I managed to get a flower. Somebody, actually a friend, did a flask of this and sold me, and I was like, okay, let's go. So imagine how long am I going to have to wait for this to flower in Brisbane? But at least I've got the plant. So maybe it takes me a lifetime, 10 years, 20 years before this thing blooms. Worth the wait, I guess. So, what do you think? To me, I am so happy because it is not every day you see this in bloom. And 9 years, I've not been back in Singapore. Coming to visit this, it is in bloom. I'm so emotional because this plant, this orchid, has some nostalgic connection, because when I was growing up in my late 20s, I frequent around here because of the Orchid Society, and I like visiting this. So I'm so happy. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Okay, see you all in the next episode when I go to the National Orchid Garden and maybe find some more orchid as a side quest. Okay, signing out for now. Bye.